afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from the host Imperial Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of Reich, Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here to a 1 versus 1, and Feynman will approach. An exciting one here between Torano, fighting for Germany for the SS Panzerbrigade Gross, versus Stephenn, fighting for the Soviet Union, for the glory of Comrade Stalin, and the 120th Rifle Corps slowly pushing forwards as the Germans counter-attack in the hopes of breaking up the Soviet advance. We got an easy choice of mechanized assault for Torano, where Stephenn here so far holding his hand, and no choice of have not chosen guard rifle, shock rifle, or terror tactics right there. Got conscripts on the way there. We got some conscripts moving straight here for the building. Quick reconnaissance to figure out where the fascists are. We got some grenadiers here. Bulletin wise, it's all infantry all the way there for both sides. And in fact, more or less the exact same type. Not sure what went wrong there. My apologies. Stephenn very much sticking around here, a bit paranoid. Quickly, Dimitri, kick in the door. Let's all walk in there and look again. I only wish one of us could have to go. Yes, but you know, body system. Comrade Stalin enacted it to make sure no one deserts. Because it obviously makes sense. No one would desert. If there's someone watching him and certainly they wouldn't join in the desertions. We've got several conscripts there. On the way for Stephenn. He's going in for a bit of a broader approach there, but again, very much here. Looks like Stephenn has decided that the centre is very much vital to his victory. Well, Comrade Stalin's victory, of course. And giving up, in fact, a lot of else, including, for example, he's not making any move for the fuel wells we got here for Torano, so that is definitely a rather particular sort of approach his team is taking to the map. Very interesting. Of course, I mean, if you dominate the centre, you can try to do a bit more, but at the same time, he's very much hurting himself fuel-wise to achieve that. But of course, he must be feeling that strategically it will make up for that lack of initial fueling and sort of ensure, you know, he can control the centre and thus a lot of the movement on the map. 3 conscripts, looks like Stephenn so far stopping now, just has to bother with a 4th unit there. We've got pioneers under fire. Might be, of course, he's going to secure the southern fuel, not bad. And there's a lot less buildings there to sort of cover in that regard. And it's a lot harder for the northern player to harass compared to here. So that might be something, and of course it's also easier for him to hold. He just needs sort of packs from 2 behind heavy cover. So for the northern player, there's a lot less. Vice versa, here it sort of works better for the northern player to hold this than the southern player, interestingly enough. Seems a bit of a particular feature of this map. Anyways, we've got the fuel point there being secured. Pioneers holding up there. Point there being secured, connecting so he can get here. Stephenn controlling the map so far reasonably well. Gaining the south for the glory of Comrade Stalin. Got the 4th unit, got an MD42. In fact, he's going for 2 MD42s there. Interesting opening here for Torano. Noting, by the way, he did go for mechanized assault, but didn't get any assault grenadiers, which do work reasonably well under the right conditions versus Soviets, but he did not bother with them at all. Would kind of figured that, but there you go. The SS Panzerbrigade Gross, by the way, was a more improvised unit put together from an SS training unit somewhere in the Baltics. Had a bunch of tanks and some other elements there formed up and set forwards. Most of the tanks still were of older types, meant for world training and not really fully fit for frontline duty. It was later attached with the 101st Panzer Brigade and formed into the Panzerdivision von Strachwitz. So, little fun fact there. Little fun fact there. That comes to their firing at the pioneers. No further. We got some Flammen there for the pioneer, and we got the second MD4 setting up to support them. Got the other MD4 looks like he's setting up here for a bit of a nice assault here from several sides. Going to see if we can't trap Stephenn's forces here, so I'm going to retreat. They're going to get caught in an awful lot of fire. At the same time, covering his cut-off point there. Pioneers, they're not looking too good here. In fact, they're getting swept with flamethrowers of the other kind. There we go, flanking in here. Sort of a very nasty infantry engagement getting here all of a sudden. Infantry getting attacked from all sides here. Chaotic. Comets then charging, constantly in the MD42 force wheeling behind the grenadiers to be outnumbered here. Torano's plan rather caught a snap there as Stephenn instead turned the tables on him pretty violently, if anything. So there we go, Torano pushed off the field without doing any sort of serious amount of damage there to Stephenn, where Stephenn was able to do a good bit of damage, almost getting their squad wipe in the process. So nicely executed there by Stephenn, nicely executed. Still no taking up there for Torano. Still no taking up. Mines going down there. You got conscripts rushed off there as well. Well, not really. They seem to be doing pretty well despite everything, taking away the northern munition as well. Doing his best to starve Torano of the resource back, cutting off from the fuel as well in the process. Nicely done there by Stephenn. Got another kind of squad there arriving. He's finally taking up as well, Mr. Torano. Finally taking up. No sign of that from Stephenn though. No Molotovs either, no field infirmary or anti-tank grenades, so he's probably not too worried about that. We got two forces here, each supported by their own MD42 as Torano here makes an advance. A bit sometimes since I've actually seen two MD42s used by any Wehrmacht player at a time. It's usually for some time now just been one MD42, but here we actually got a gentleman with two MD42s at a time. In a 1 vs 1 that is. I mean some 2 vs 2 players can go with more, but generally in a 1 vs 1 it's been rather a lot late, you know, one MD42 or none at all. So interesting to note one player actually using two for once. Got some mines there from Stephenn on the road. Good job, that'll certainly destroy any sort of quick vehicle rush there from Stephenn.
We have now installed a field hospital at headquarters.
Field infirmary up there for Stephenn. Tech done. Shall he go for the light against company, or does Torano have other plans?
The enemy has us ranged. Our territory is falling.
Seems like it. Mine went off there, doing a nasty bit of damage there to the MD42 crew. No attempted rifle grenade here dealing with the conscript. They've got the pioneers moving up. They might want to move up there. Nope, he's going to attack head on there. I think that's a bit ill-advised there by Torano. In fact, quite ill-advised. We've got another pioneer there arriving. Nope, conscript actually falling back though in the presence of the flamethrower. Again, I'm surprised he didn't just try to sneak up there and sort of hit him from a much safer vantage point. Getting back the fuel point there. Stephenn's got some units hanging about there. In fact, Stephenn's a bit spread out, and there we go. Support them company up. Will there be a light to make a nice company up? No, there'll be minesweepers there. In response there, so he's got an extra pioneer simply for that. Still no real further checking up there. Leaving in theory a bit open there for a quick vehicle rush, in particular from Stephenn. In theory he could do it, but they'll still take him some time before he gets even a T-70 out, but still theoretically possible. Also still no doctrine there from Stephenn. Closing in on 10 minutes. Slowly, time marches on. The MD-42, they can't, going to be pushed right there. Might even end up accidentally handing it over there to Stephenn and the Soviet peoples. Mines their spot. It looks like he wasn't quite paying attention. They'll need to sweep them. Sweeps them. Sweeps them. Yes, that's what we're here for. That's what the minesweepers for. Dummkopf. Also noting he's mining the entrance there to the building. Cheeky. I wonder, by the way, what would happen if you spotted an enemy mine but then laid down an S-mine field around it. I mean, if the S-mines were then triggered, would the trigger the mine as well? And catch the enemy in it? I mean, that could theoretically be a bit mean. Theoretically, anyways. Though it strikes me as highly impractical and probably not very useful in the end. Unless your opponent forgets about something. Doesn't quite pay attention. Taking away the point there. And finally getting the light coming as company almost 10 minutes in. He must be feeling rather confident. And then Stephenn's already here rushing towards a tank with battalion command, though still no sign of doctrine. Still no sign of a doctrine. MD-42 Grenadier versus the conscript. Got another squad there flanking in. MD-42 position there, not to be able to cover that position. A bit awkward there. Not entirely sure why particularly decided to position it like that, in fact. Given what they're going to get another push. I mean, he's constantly making two pushes at a time, more of the time, or more or less. With an... Oh, what is this? A mechanized assault group. That's been ages since we've seen that in action. But there we go, a 250 half-tech light Schützenpanzerwagen with a squad of Panzergrenadier, the Sturmgewehrs in it, usually part of a reconnaissance unit. Whether the 250s, though later the Germans realised, you know, a 251 rather did as well, and all 250 production was actually moved towards armoured cars, which the Germans were also basically making, was known as the Kaiser or Caesar version, by the way. That one, the Scout car with basically based on that chassis, worked better than the 222 since the 222 was rather shit off-roads. So there are some small details there, if you will. But generally, reconnaissance units. And usually the troops mounted in the half-tracks were basically there to support the armoured cars. For example, they need to do some reconnaissance. There were some friendly or enemy units sort of forming a front line. The entire Panzer unit, they're mounting the 250s for attack, allowing the scout cars sort of break through and sort of, you know, do all the reconnaissance work and so on. So focus on a bit there, but generally a lot of those troops in 250s were also used basically as mechanized infantry and used for regular combat duties several times throughout the war. So a little fun fact there, quite a few in fact there on the 250 and its usage, and a bit organisation as well.
We are losing territory.
Grenadiers, they're forced away. And there goes striking in from the north. You got this. You can't get the T-70 if you want it. That could certainly do a bit of nasty work there versus the half-track and the troops in it. Of course, he might just wait for the T-34. No, he is going for the T-70. Stephenn is going straight for it. Map split in there almost 50-50, and we're getting there a fuel catch up for Stephenn. 250 half-track there sadly was not able to pursue and hunt down. Pioneers moving up, getting a bit burnt there, scorched in the process, not looking good. And there we go, forced away. T-70 almost on the spot though, securing the southern points there. Might have, you know, want to try and flank here instead, but there you go. No anti-tank weapons here, by the way, for Torano at all. That's everything clean over there for Stephenn's T-70 light tank. MG-14 in a bit of trouble as well. Stephenn all making good pressure along the front line. We got a mortar up here as well. And the T-70 light tank moving along the muddy roads. 250 group here in a bit of trouble soon. There we go. No Panther tricks either. Nothing to defend themselves against the T-70. They need to get out of there. And sadly, there's absolutely nothing, in fact, to protect them. Since Torano again has no Pack-40, no anything. In fact, looks like it's about to get knocked out. There we go. In fact, it got abandoned out of... That was rather lucky there. Panther was back up pretty safely out of it. Bit lucky there for Torano. He did not lose a single Panther Grenadier as they bailed out. Damage on the T-70, but overall not good here. Needs to fall back. Panther Grenadiers doing nothing. We got Stephenn continuing his advance up north. Now go to southwards as well. A very broad advantage, taking advantage of the chaos caused by the T-70. Now we see a defense forming around the building. The problem is they're rather clumped in, particularly close to their own minefield. So right here, Torano needs to spread out rather rapidly unless he fancies making that Soviet mortar crew a bunch of heroes. And not the posthumous kind either. There we go, S-minefield blasting straight into the living room. Ah, shite, and I just cleaned it. Why did you clean it, Heinz? I have to. The Germans, we have to make things look neat. It's a war. By the way, troops engaging. Conscious they're not looking in a good position. They got nothing, but there we go. T-70 light tank to the rescue. Fritz went down. And Dietrich joined in. We might even see Günther there not make it back home. And there we go. Entire squad there. Light machine gun lost. Panzerfaust there again. Then we got a Pack-40 though finally out here. Torano's also getting close. In theory, he could try and get a Stugi to deal with it, though it might be a bit risky. Also got another minefield there to cover the fuel point there. So Stephenn is a bit denied off fuel at the moment. So again, the fuel cast mix. And there we go. We actually see a smoke screen being down here to allow Stephenn to repair his light tank. Splendid work there. Great job. Always nice to see some smoke screens in action.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
And even making use of it to lay down a demo charge here on the building as well. Cheeky, cheeky.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
Got Panzers, got Grenadiers. All attacking. T-70 is going to have to cover here. Pack following forward. Got a bit too close to the Grenadiers. They got a Panzerfaust off. Pack 40 moving in. T-70 trying to escape here. And there we go. Pack 40 got off a hit. Conscious moving in. And there we go. T-70 cooked up. No survivors, and there we go. We have a Sturmgeschütz Ausführung E up. By 1944-45, would definitely only been really in the hands of training units and the likes. doubt most frontline units would have any at all. Maybe except in their own training unit, as well as most panzer divisions would usually have a what was known as a training and replacement battalion, which would usually sort of follow a bit from the front line, which also serves as basically a secondary reserve. Though the SS Panzerbrigade, of course, would not have had that, since it was an SS training unit, and thus would not have had its own, since it was quickly formed into a battalion. In fact, that happened quite often. As the war progressed, training units would be formed into direct combat units and taken to the enemy. For example, in Normandy, 2 tank training battalions were actually formed. Oh, Pioneers were up by demo charge. Stephenn a bit here, contain the Stoogie. Stephenn doing a bit of nasty work, or at least forcing Stephenn to be a bit more cautious until he gets something that can deal with it. He's getting a field gun though. And wipe the country then retreat. Nice shooting, Fritz, yeah. I learned that. I can't remember there. Maybe France.
Enemy tank firing on us.
There we go, got the mortar crew on the run, we got the field gun arriving though. Cancels for Grenadier support there. Losing this, well, northern field point here to Stephenn, the Sturmgeschütz is going to pull back here from the field gun's Wrath. We got another T-70. Interesting note that his opponent's got a Stoogie. He's actually decided to get another T-70 out. He must be feeling, well, not too pressured by it, and feeling he get away with the T-70 pretty well. Got mines going up there from Stephenn as well. Map has actually changed quite a bit. It's actually time for the map mid-game analysis. Current situation is map control is largely in the hands of Torano and the SS Panzerbrigade. Of course, it's got a bit of light, well, armor, I suppose, on an assault gun here in this case. Infantry looking alright, got flamethrowers, light machine guns, panzer grenadiers are plenty. He's got pack 4, he's got 7 machine guns, so overall he's got some nice control of the map, though at the same time it's all very focused in the centre. The flanks are very much under harassment from Stephenn, and that will probably also where Stephenn should probably strike first. Try to get Torano to draw away from the centre, then striking here and there. In that regard, a T-70 is a good choice since that's much faster and can certainly deal with any sort of smaller reactionary forces that would be sent out from Torano, meaning Torano would have to bring in a larger amount to actually sort of deal with that T-70s. In that regard, it's actually a strategically sound choice here that Stephenn is making, even tactically. Of course, there's a bit of risk involved, but certainly it could work out. A few more mines here to maybe guard the northern fuel point would be good. Beyond that here for Stephenn, who's forced, I mean, he's got the more infantry, but again, firepower-wise, he might be training a bit after, but again, strategically, he can pull this off in his way. He's still not chosen a doctrine. He definitely should consider that. And he needs something here to consider. I mean, they're all sort of decent doctrines, though, considering he's got plenty of conscripts lacking in fuel. He's probably not going to be able to sort of get any sort of heavy doctrine armor out. I mean, guard rifle might work well, get some submachine guns up. Guards infantry, there's also howitzers, which Stephenn loves. Hit the dirt could also give him a bit of advantage here and there. I mean, he could also go terror attacks with shock troops. There's also howitzer and a few other things. I mean, if he wanted, he could go for the shock rifle, but overall, it would be the one that would benefit him the least right away, give him the fewest options, and certainly would be the longest now to sort of get into action. We'll of course have to see how it goes on. I mean, if he does choose this, he should definitely get off more field guns just in case. As for Torano, it rather looks like he's playing for the Tiger. A bit dull, I would say, but overall, I mean, he does make use of the mechanized assault group. And overall, he's certainly not playing quite like every other Wehrmacht player at the moment. So, I mean, I'll cut him some slack. A part of me would say, though, he should spread out a bit more, get a bit more armor in quickly. But again, seems like he's going for the Tiger, in which case, though, he should consider himself a fuel cache to sort of help deal with that and provide a bit more fuel for any armor in the future, maybe also another assault group, or maybe sort of prepare him for an option in case he needs to sort of take up anyways and get some non-doctrinal armor, which could also work out reasonably well for him. So, a few options there for Stephenn and Torano to consider, though he needs to do something about covering the flanks. In that regard, you know, Tiger and a Stoogie are not going to be the best units sort of dealing down. I mean, if you can sort of force them into an engagement by using the Tiger in the right spot, I mean, of course, it might not matter. But on the other hand, I mean, Stephenn can very much play around Torano if Torano is not careful. In particular, if he goes for a Tiger, which is not exactly known as the fastest tank in the game, compared to the T-70. But let us head back to the fight. Stoogie there receiving well-needed repairs.
Mines planted.
Mining that fuel point quite solidly.
Taking what we have secured.
Mortar bombarding, and there we go, we got the second T-70 light tank arriving here for Stephenn. Creeping forward here, mortar fire, field gun fire covering. But at the same time, Stephenn is, Torano striking north here to do with Stephenn's movement here, but at the same time again, hitting the flanks, but he's going to hit both at the same time that way, ensuring that Torano can't just lock each flank down there. Got a bit too close there, but no, looks like he managed to get away. And there we go, excellent hit, the high close around, quickly fails two Grenadiers up north. Stuggy turned to table there on Stephenn, but still should have a bit of chance. Oh, might lose the Grenadiers with light machine gun. T-7 needs to move in. Out, white! He did lose a counter squad himself, but overall losing a Grenadier squad with light machine gun is going to be a harder loss for Torano. Now the south is open. He's going to have to again draw out some forces elsewhere. I mean, he lost a Grenadier squad of his force away. And the Stuggies itself damaged up north. And there we go, mine went off. He could get it with the T-70. Ah, looks like he got away. Definitely some rather interesting play there. Stephenn, I think basically he's acting as a lookout, basically taking the best position here, so in case Torano decides to counterattack, at least he's got someone in heavy cover, which might slow down the response there from Torano initially. We also got the doctor, we got guards, a rifle, combined arms tactics. He could go for some guards in with T with light machines. There he goes, going after the pioneers. Ow! Looks like he'll get him. Huge loss there, and this Stu, by the way, has a damaged engine. He looks like he's trying to outflank and knock it out there with his T-70. Whoa. That's back. Though not quite as vicious this time around that time anyways. Looks like he'll get the Stuggy. Oh, he missed. Forced to fall back here due to Torano. And there we go, we got Panthers arriving with the Panzerschrecks and a Pack 40. Can Stephenn save his T-70? Oh, barely. They had to hand over a field gun there to the fascists. Some very tense action here. Panzers moving after that. Ah! One rocket connected out and knocked it out. On the other hand, the Panzers there took a direct mortar round and almost got wiped out. Stuggy, though, is still functional, The driver seems a bit confused. He might have had a mild concussion. Stephenn's getting a 30-70. Panzers there, down to the sliver of help. Looks like they were able to escape here, the wrath of the Soviet Union. And there we go. Tiger has been mobilized. Panzerabteilung 504, something like that. Sending off. I don't actually think there was a 504. Then sending off a target support. Artillery going down. Stephenn went for a howitzer, bombarding the German base. Direct hit on the bunker, almost wiping the Panzers with the Panzerschrecks. And there we go, medic bunker down there, Tiger charging through the center, conscripts on the run, Stephenn's only got T-70 to stop it. This is not exactly looking good for Stephenn. Getting a field gun there, there's the one up north here which seemingly Torano did not secure. He might be able to gain that back, mortar rounds going down there. A rather grim situation Stephenn's finding himself in. Not exactly what you want to be facing off there with only a T-70 and maybe a field gun later on. Though he should definitely, Torano should definitely grab that field gun and ensure Stephenn can't get his hands on it. I mean, the more anti-tank that Stephenn can gather versus the Tiger, the worse for Torano and the Tiger crew. Looks like we do have a field gun out. Panzer Grenadiers reinforced. We got the Pack 40 covering the center, MD-42 moving down there, and we got the other one here. The MD-42s have lasted well in this battle. And there you go, looks like the T-70 will finish off the MD-42 up north. No, it looks like, can't seem to bloody well hit, can you, Boris? Can you? Got the MD-42, small victory there for Stephenn. Also, his fuel cache is still standing. Impressive. Not sure what he's doing here with the Tiger, Mr. Torano. They did get a pencil mounted machine gun up for it, which is good. We got mines going down here. Stephenn making off there with an MG42. Needs again to consider getting that field gun as well. Smoke screen going down here to cover the victory point here from the north. Problem is from the south there's absolutely no coverage there. And the Tiger comes up. Ow! Killing 3 engineers in short succession, leaving almost the entire unit dead. Got Panzers, got gunners dealing with the conscripts. T-70 moving in, but needs to be careful there with all these punch effects off. And there we go, almost got it, but more round on the other hand. Almost got him. We got T-70 in there, might get the kill. No, we got Tiger arriving in straight to the line of fire with the field gun. But the gun is arriving in with the field gun, has to fall back. Other one still not been recovered. Might lose the field gun there. Stephenn trying to get away. We got conscripts running. I think he's going to try and get off an anti-tank there, damaging the engine. Failed to penetrate. MG42's been forgotten in all the chaos. On the other hand, I mean, despite everything, Torano's barely got any infantry left. I mean, Stephenn's been able to exact some punishing losses on Torano's infantry, but lost both Panzer squads. He lost his grenadiers as well. It's down to 1 MG42. He's got some pioneers in a pack 40, so maybe Stephenn's still got a chance. That's not exactly looking too good with the Tiger on the field. Stephenn enough, not going for any guards infantry or using hit the dirt, but then again with the chance of a tank driving nowhere, if they hit the dirt, I suppose I could understand Stephenn for not going for it. At least a submachine gun or 2 might work out. More replacement guns then arriving for Torano. After that rather notable setback there, he might have gotten a bit too confident due to the Tiger. Bit of improvised camouflage on the Tiger there. Oh well, it went off. And Stephenn, just as quickly as gained that MG42, lost the MG42. That did not last long. And there goes Stephenn, got 2 field guns now. I should be able to present a bit more of a threat to the Tiger. Stoogie, oh, not finished! The engine's still damaged! Oh dear. And there we go. T-34-76 there arriving for the Soviet army. Stephenn got a strike there from the Soviet Air Force ready to support him. Good work there with the remaining infantry that's left. Ah, ran over to fix the Stoogie just quickly. Victory point Master thinks are quite at the advantage of Stephenn. Go engaging the Sturmgeschütz.
We are losing a sector.
Damaging the Stoogie conscript a bit close up. There we go. Brutal hit there. High explosive round tore most of the unit apart, leaving them rather dead in a ditch.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Looks like he's sending in the Tiger in hopes of catching that T-34-76, but looks like he can't quite catch up with it. Oh! Tripwire flare mine went off there. Straight into the face of Günther. Got the Tiger there advancing straight into the T-34. There he goes, shot there, penetrating the sidearm of the Tiger. Field guns to nowhere sight nearby to provide support. Looks like Steve's going to try and bait him into it. But rather than spot here, we got a machine gun doubling, and we got a badass going as well. The light is in front of Sturmgeschütz, plastering the position. It looks like, oh, he can't get the field gun away. He keeps sort of killing and stopping the crew from doing it, wiping the entire thing in the end. Looks like the T-70 might be able to get the unit there. More Panzer going to be on the way here. Tiger almost destroyed. Got the howitzer barraging again. I'm not entirely sure what Stephenn is here trying to hit. Got an airstrike as well. Oh, straight on the Pioneers repairing. Ensuring the Tiger can't be repaired. He needs more Pioneers to repair it swiftly and efficiently. There goes Stugi in a bit of trouble. And Stugi kaputt. Grenadiers in a bit of trouble. Mortars going down, and rifle grenade. Vasily and Fedorov did not make it out of that one. And there you go, T7 winging to finish off the last of the Grenadiers. Tiger attacked again though, not repaired at all. Got the Pack 40 supporting it. Another strike there from the Soviet Air Force, leaving more casualties there for Torano. I think he even got a Grenadier squad there, the retreating one. Oh, this is just terrible for Torano and the SS Panzerbrigade. I mean, you'd thought that Stephenn would be in a bit of trouble there, rather loose, once that tie came up versus only a T7, but Stephenn actually sort of rallied quite nicely and able to sort of, you know, deal with the weaker spots there of Torano's force, ultimately, well, removing a lot of support there for the Tiger, meaning it's a lot less potent. In that regard, serves as a nice cautionary telling you again, you know, be careful just playing for call-ins, and particularly with the Germans, it's a lot less effective than it used to be. Field gun recruit, and note there he's repairing it by the way to ensure it does not get knocked out in one shot. Got another artillery strike going in there. 8 kills. Panzer is attacking straight into the line of fire here. T-70 and T-34 opening up. Now Tiger straight into the 2 field guns. Panzer is doing what they can here. Bit risky there for the Tiger to get that close. I mean, remember, the closer you are to an enemy tank, the better chance it has of penetrating your armor. And of course, the Tiger has better armor, notably than the T-34, so it's penetration, but certainly. And now you got at the same time exposed to rear there to the field gun. Looks like he might be able to get another Tiger soon enough, but the question is, what is the Tiger going to fight with? But there we go. Nonetheless, Torano puts his faith in Kruppstahl and Force engines. And apparently not the rest of the German army. There you go, there's barely anything left now at all for Torano. About to lose the Pioneers.
The situation is becoming critical. The enemy is taking our territory.
Tiger blazes ahead. T-34 and T-70 flanking in. Rear shot that went in from the T-70. Oh, this is not looking good here for the Tiger. Got the howitzer firing in. While the T-70's engaging the base, wiping out whatever infantry is left here. Nicely executed. There we go. Power of the T-70. And there we go. Game over. Torano lost the battle. And 2 Tigers in the process and a bunch of infantry. I mean, some rather heavy loss there again. It rather looked like, again, you know, Torano was strong, but he got overconfident. Relied too much on the Tiger. And again, strategically, he had some problems with keeping the rest of the map under his control again. He tried to hold everything, but he didn't have the forces for it, which allowed it Stephenn so basically picked them off left and right overall in that regard. You know, Stephenn was the stronger one strategically. So despite having some problems with attacking, not quite having the force to deal with the Tiger head on, he was able to basically outplay it and bleed Torano dry. Overall that way, winning the fight. So I mean, in that regard, you know, be careful with just playing for a call-in. Be very careful. Also be careful with being too overconfident. When you actually get your Tiger out in part, that was what lost Torano the battle though. Combined here with the strategic greed, which again insisted on him holding most of the map, rather than just saying, you know, a part of it he could easily defend. I mean, that overall gave Stephenn here the initiative to basically sort of strike here and there and overall gain the advantage through that. Seemed very nicely executed there by Stephenn. I would have liked to see some guards infantry from him though, and maybe some more tanks as the game progressed. Would have been nicer, but overall, very well played. For Torano again, there were some good moves, but part of me said, you know, where were the assault grenadiers? And a part again, you know, he should have gone for some Panzer Force initially. Then he could later on have called in a Tiger and gotten a fuel catch up and said, you know, well, we already know what happened. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, you know, why not? Well, press like or whatever, you know, thumbs up. Otherwise, you know, subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everybody. If not, you know, send in a replay and find some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Dating. Cheers, and thank you all for watching. And see you tomorrow. Bye.